Like many of us, I made a major life change during the upheaval of the global pandemic response. While locked down, we were all reevaluating things, feeling things we'd buried under busyness, perhaps drinking a bit too much wine. Some, like me, went down a minimalism rabbit hole and overdid the decluttering for a while. I, working from home as a copywriter during that time, was trying to adjust to a job that required complete focus and quiet while having two young kids at home. I was trying, in the midst of my professional duties, to ensure that they were learning something, anything. My work suffered. My kids suffered. My kids won. I found myself not as worried about work. I wanted to make sure my kids were okay. As the weeks dragged on, work became a blur, and the moments I was with them, kicking a ball around in the front yard, all piling into a creaking hammock on a hot summer afternoon, or planting a small spring garden, came into crisp and joyful focus. It was my reality in a time that felt unreal. Eventually, I just didn't care about my job anymore because I had found a better job for me. And although I had no complaints from my employer, I knew I wasn't giving my best. I started to wonder, what's stopping me from staying home with them for good, from pouring myself into making life as beautiful for them and for my husband as I possibly could? Well, I knew money would be a biggie. A single income would mean changes in the way we lived. But I could cut and color my own hair, do my own nails, cook our food at home, even sew my own clothes. We could make it work. But what about my pride? I personally admired stay-at-home moms with all my heart. But when it came to it, when I watched my mom friends climbing in their careers, making enough money to take their families on fancy vacations, to send them to impressive private schools, winning awards, would I be able to resist that voice that told me I was squandering my talents? My professors encouraged me to publish my work, offered to write letters of recommendation for me, to attend grad school. Was I throwing something away? Would I regret it? I liked telling people I was a professional writer. I decided I wouldn't regret it. At least I'd regret it less than missing an important moment with my kids or husband, either because I was physically absent or emotionally, mentally abstracted, having poured everything into my jobs with no reserves left for them. I see other moms balance work and family, and it seems to work really well for them. Perhaps these are women who can compartmentalize. I am not one of those women. I am all in, for better or worse. I don't divide my attention easily. Moreover, I know that my autoimmune issues make it necessary to ration my energy. I decided I wanted to ration that energy for my family, so I took the plunge. My boss urged me to stay. I politely declined till he understood how serious I was. Since then, I've started growing food, created a small poultry farm in my backyard, bought and decorated a new home with my husband, and have spent countless hours driving my kids to museums, to hiking trails, to the lake to swim, to their grandmother's house to bake bread. I've sat with them while they've laughed or cried, shared big ideas and little complaints, tried to answer their random, hilarious questions, while feeling less encumbered than ever. Do I still feel judged for pausing, perhaps for good, my professional life? Yes, but mostly by myself. There's still an internal voice that tells me I should be able to do it all, that other moms somehow manage it, as if I know for sure just by a peek at their outer lives. But that voice isn't persuasive enough to veer me from my path. We are all so similar in many ways, but at the same time we're all very different. What I need and what my kids need is my responsibility, and I need not concern myself with the choices of others. So what I want to say is, choose your most joyful life, the life that best connects you to your purpose. Follow the beauty. Follow the love. I choose to follow the ultimate source of beauty, my Creator, and He has a different plan for each of us. The plan may be surprising and scary, but I'm convinced it will also feel right. It will feel somehow peaceful, even on hard days. Let us be rooted and grounded in Him.